up fam, Mass here. Welcome back to the I Never Fail YouTube channel, where we give you value and information from our experiences from growing our clothing brand. So today's topic is going to be 3 things you need to know. We're making a big jump over to Alibaba Suppliers and manufacturers. We're just going to give you the 3 topics straight off the bat. Number 1 is only use verified suppliers. Number 2, samples and how much they will cost. 3, minimum order quantities. Now there's going to be a few subjects in between all of those, but we'll get into that later on. We're going to be starting with number 1. Only use verified suppliers on Alibaba. Why? Because these companies get a list of requirements that they have to pass before they become verified. They use third-party services to actually go there and check all their certificates are up to date and they're actual legitimate companies. This is why you have to use verified suppliers only for your safety and the safety of your wallet. Even though they are verified suppliers, still do your due diligence and go through and check reviews of these companies. Moving on to subject 2, samples and how much they cost. Samples can be very hefty in price. They can range from, we'll talk about US dollars, so they could range from 40 US dollars all the way up to, not limited to though, about 500 US dollars. I've paid $500 for one piece. It was actually this hoodie I'm wearing. There was a lot of customization done to it and it cost me 500 USD. Don't let that discourage you. I knew I was going to be paying around that much because of what I wanted done to this hood, but it all depends on what you want for the sample. Now the samples cost that much because what they do is they buy all the material for your bulk order up front. So you're actually already paying for all the material for your bulk order up front, and all they're waiting for you is to give them the green light to do the bulk order, and there might be a minimum, say 50, and they've already got the materials there. It'll still take them a while to make everything, but they've already got the materials there waiting. Also, when getting samples, ask for a color card. Here's an example of a color card. So the textiles all in here. When you get samples, ask them to send the color card. This gives you an advantage for when you want to order another t-shirt, or say it's the color card for your hoodie. You've got the colors right there and you can choose them straight away. The thing about getting samples is you're not going to find great suppliers if you don't get samples. So this might cost you a lot of money getting samples, because you're not going to get great quality every single time. Sometimes this is just the process that you have to go to find great suppliers. I'm lucky, I've only had to go through 2 suppliers, but the current one that I have found is awesome. Great quality and does everything how I want. Easy to talk to in the chat as well, and English is pretty good, unlike some. Moving on to our 3rd key point, MOQ, or minimum order quantities. So before you even get a sample, make sure you check out the minimum order quantities that they have set out on their profile, so you know you can afford the bulk order, or give you a chance to save up so you can get that bulk order once you're happy with the sample. What I've found is if their minimum order quantity is quite high for a t-shirt or a hood, your sample price is probably going to be high. I don't know if that's an actual thing, but that's what I've noticed through ordering samples. Now, one thing that you can do because of the minimum order quantities is you can negotiate if you can pay fully or quarterly or even half. Say you want to pay half up front and then on completion you will pay the rest. You can negotiate that with them in the chat. Everything is up for negotiation because these people just want your money or your purchase, however you want to say, but really they want your money. So whatever they have to do to get that money, they will happily do a deal with you. So if you tell them you want to pay quarterly, say you want to pay the initial quarter up front, and when they get to a certain point they let you know and you'll pay the next quarter. And then when they get to the halfway point, you can say, yeah, I'll pay this quarter, and on completion you'll pay the last quarter. What this does for you is it makes them work faster, because all they want is your money. So what I do is I say I'll pay half up front. Once it's completed, I will pay the rest. And what that does is speeds the whole process up, because at the end of the day they want to get fully paid and you want to get your stuff as fast as possible. Will this rush them? No, the quality will still be the same. The reason you don't pay full up front is because then they can take their time doing it. They're professionals, they've been doing this for 15-20 years. Their quality will be the same, so don't worry about it. Alright guys, that's my 3 key points to moving on to the big boys, to the suppliers over at Alibaba. I hope you got a lot of value out of this. All you have to do is have some balls to negotiate and you'll be good. Don't be discouraged from, doing your blanks. If you start off with blanks, you're still doing blanks, but you're a bit, wary of going over to the suppliers. Don't be discouraged. Eventually, if you want to grow, you're going to have to use suppliers or manufacturers, because at the end of the day, you want to grow, so you've got to start passing things off to other people to do for you. It might cost you money, but it will free up time for you to do other things like content, stuff like that. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. This is Mass and I'm out. I'll see you at the next episode.